Here's a quick look at the headlines today. Bengal on the edge after 19 killed in Panchayat polls. State Governor meets President Murmu and Home Minister Shah, says this is a dark hour. Setback to Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Supreme Court denies urgent stay on ordinance. Issues a notice to the centre and to the Delhi Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena. Jain monk killed, his body chopped and dumped in a borewell in Karnataka. BJP demands probe. BHP says the murder is the result of Congress's anti-Hindu policies. Big boost to Indian defence. Prime Minister Modi set to ink deal with France for 26 Rafale jets and 3 submarines worth 90,000 crore rupees for the Indian Navy. Twitter blocks access to Pakistan government account in Gilgit-Baltistan, locates the region's users in Kashmir. Deadly monsoon flooding and landslides have created mayhem in Himachal Pradesh. At least 17 people are dead. Several bridges and roads have been washed away. Prime Minister Modi has spoken to the state chief minister to take stock of the situation. India Today has the biggest team of reporters on the ground. They bring you our lead story tonight.
Cars, motorbikes turn playthings of raging floods, floating like fragile paper boats on the relentless currents. Heavy logs, boulders ripped from their perches, careen through in gushing torrents. Homes crumble. Bridges smashed by swollen rivers. 2 days of extremely heavy rains transform mountains, valleys and the tranquil landscapes of Himachal Pradesh into a scene of chaos and destruction.
Many bridges, be it the footbridges or other bridges, have been washed away by the flash floods, and many other bridges were facing flood threat. Administration has warned the people not to venture the river sides as the water level is continuously rising and it is also expected to rise.
Once placid lifelines, rivers in the hill state now surge overwhelmingly, smashing structures that dare to stand in their path. Crucial links severed, hampering assistance in various parts of Himachal.
जी ये बताइए कि इस क्षेत्र में कितने घर तबाह हुए बाढ़ में?
ये तो पार मंगाली के तो हो गए 6-7 घर, हाँ जी। तो यहाँ पूरे 2 मकान भी चले गया पानी पूरे मकान में, हाँ जी। 2 हमारी है काम वाली, उनको भी परेशानी हो गई बहुत ज्यादा।
हमारे पास और तो कोई जगह नहीं है जाने के लिए, जितना हम बचा सकते थोड़ा बहुत हमने बचा लिया है। अभी हम घर की 3री मंजिल पे हैं, हमारी 2 मंजिलों में तो रेत और पानी से मतलब बहुत ही बुरा हाल है।
Himachal Pradesh on a red alert. Rescue and relief operations underway. Authorities and local communities working tirelessly to provide aid to those affected by this calamity that has claimed 20 lives across the state. At least 12 NDRF teams have been deployed in Himachal to deal with the situation. The state government has advised residents to stay indoor for the next 24 hours. Helplines launched for those in distress.
मेरा सभी से एक बार फिर प्रार्थना है कि हिमाचल प्रदेश में इस विपदा की घड़ी में सभी प्रदेशवासी एकजुट होकर सरकार का सहयोग करें। 1100 1070 1077 और इन नंबरों पर आप कॉल करके जो भी कोई व्यक्ति आपदा में फंसा उसकी जानकारी आप इन नंबरों के माध्यम से हमारे माध्यम से पहुंचा सकते हैं।
The state has reported multiple landslides and extensive damage to infrastructure in the past 2 days.
we are only seeing continuous rainfall, and that has triggered the massive flow in the Beas River. The bridge that you see was washed away by the water flow yesterday along with 7 others, and thus the ancient Shiva temple is now being totally disconnected, have gone totally out of reach from the people.
More than 730 roads have been blocked, the highest 122 in Mandi district alone, followed by capital Shimla and Kulu up north. Neighborhoods submerged, with only the rooftops offering refuge to those caught in the deluge. Himachal Pradesh grapples with a nightmarish crisis. With Ashutosh Mishra and Manjeet Sehgal in Mandi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Amongst the worst hit areas is the Mandi district of Himachal Pradesh. My colleagues Preeti Chowdhury and Ashutosh Mishra are in Mandi reporting tonight. Preeti, some of the images that we saw are scary at an infinite level. People standing on the edge, cars being washed away, trucks being washed away. You're on the ground at Mandi. What's the situation like tonight?
Rahul, we've been climbing up through the course of the day to Himachal and Mandi, but mind you, yes, Himachal has seen abject devastation in the last 2 days, and many districts it's yet to unfold, because where I'm standing, Rahul, right behind me is the junction of Mandi. Now there are 2 ways which lead to the Kulu district from here. One, if you go right up to Banjar, and the other one, which is the highway which is getting made. This highway has seen landslides which, as per the local administration, will take up to 8 days for the traffic to resume here. However, they are trying their best to at least open up the road route to Kulu district, because what's worrisome is, Rahul, that yes, the rainfall has stemmed, but having said that, districts like Kulu have been completely cut off from road and even the aerial route, because the weather's been so bad that nothing, it hasn't been able to be accessed at all. And the devastation that's going to unfold there, the aftermath of possibly the last 48 hours, we will know in days to come. But I just want to, tell you, Rahul, I'm coming in from Punjab. If Himachal has seen the worst of it, and locally they call it the curse of 10 years. It happened in 93, it happened in 2003, it happened in 2013, it's happened in 2023, and very similar, where, the Beas swells and takes practically everything in its wake. But Punjab, Rahul, is also a story. Possibly the worst floods that Punjab has seen over the course of the last 3 decades. And why I say that is, after the opening of the Pandor Dam, after all the water which has taken everything in its wake, it's draining out into the plains of Punjab. I'm coming in from areas like Kiratpur Sahib and Ropar, and to be honest, I thought it much easier to get by once I entered the hills. It's the plains over the last 6 hours, and that's what needs to be watched at where Punjab is concerned, Rahul, because what we are expecting in the next 48 hours is red alert in over 7 districts in Punjab and 7 districts in Himachal.
Okay, thanks Preeti. We'll come back to you for more later. Stay safe. The last, as Preeti was saying, we saw a deluge of this kind was 10 years ago in Uttarakhand. A similar Himalayan tragedy now unfolding in Himachal Pradesh. So what is it that's causing this unprecedented rainfall? It seems there's a deadly intersection of 2 weather systems which is apparently being pushed by climate change.
2013, floods ravaged Uttarakhand. The state received an unusual amount of rainfall, causing massive flash floods and landslides. Worst hit was the Kedarnath valley, popular for the 8th century temple dedicated to Lord Shiva. 5,000 people were killed and thousands more displaced. A decade later, similar scenes of destruction are now being witnessed in another hill state. This time, it's Himachal Pradesh. bridges blasted, houses leveled, and at least 16 lives lost. What's causing this terrifying rain and floods? Well, it's a deadly collision of two systems, the monsoon winds and western disturbance, similar to the system that led to the Uttarakhand floods in 2013.
There is confluence of two types of winds, and these two winds are hitting the western Himalayan region. As a result, there has been enhanced rainfall activity over entire northwest India, including Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand.
Experts warn that such a double confluence will only increase in a warming world. Such interactions between two weather systems aren't uncommon and have been associated with extreme weather events, particularly in the hills. Global warming and climate change are leading to this deadly double weather system collision. But how long before we actually wake up to the crisis? Bureau Report, India Today.
I want to go across to my colleague Ashutosh Mishra. He's got a young couple with him who are now stranded in Himachal Pradesh because of the floods. Ashutosh, I remember you were reporting on the Uttarakhand floods with me 10 years ago. What are the similarities and dissimilarities that you're seeing between what we witnessed in Uttarakhand and now?
Well, Rahul, it is the preparedness of the government and the agencies. Then perhaps this prevented the massive loss of life. So far, 18 are the official death toll. So far, the casualty is concerned. But when it comes to the property damage, that's really going to be significant. As far as the terrain is concerned, Uttarakhand was totally a different terrain. There was very less time when the water literally started from Kedarnath going to the town areas. But here, it was only the Beas river which started overflowing, and all these riverbank riverbed areas were timely evacuated. But since there will be further gonna rise in the water level, that will potentially damage more and more, and particularly another 36 hours, which is really gonna be crucial. Remember, very important to know that there are people who are literally stranded in Kullu and Manali, including these two tourists from Spain, Diego and Enna, who wanted to go to Kullu and Manali but have literally stranded here in the city of Mandi. And there are people who are giving us SOS calls because roads are totally washed away. There are no more road connections left for the people to travel to Kullu and Manali. In fact, Diego, Enna, you come from Spain. How long you have been here in Mandi, and what are your plan next, considering that you're already hearing what is happening about, going further to Kullu and Manali?
Yeah, so we took the bus ride from Delhi on Saturday evening, and so we got stranded over here at 3 a.m. on Sunday. Then we waited inside the bus for 11 hours, and then so yesterday, Sunday afternoon, we decided to take a bus, and ever since we've been standing here, and we plan to stay a couple of more days until the road is clear all the way to Manali.
At least we are safe, and then we are happy here. We have good food. We have, sometimes we even have internet to tell our families that we are great, we are doing well, and, we are really, really sad for the people who lost their lives and also their houses. And yeah, so our time in India, our plan in India is not as expected at the beginning. We flew all the way from Spain to here, planning to reach Manali as soon as possible and, spend there 3 weeks, doing some mountaineering stuff and working from there. But, we are here in Mandi, getting to know new people, new Indians, and also discovering new place.
Thanks for that, Ashutosh. Diego and Anna, they're good to see their spirits are still up despite the ordeal that they've been through. I want to go across to Satwant Atwal. Atwal is the Director General of Police at this moment in Himachal Pradesh. Ma'am, thank you for joining us. Could you begin by giving us a full sense of the situation in the different districts of Himachal Pradesh at this moment? Which are the areas that you're most concerned about? What's the situation on the ground?
Thank you for connecting with us, Mr. Rahul. As of now, I would say Mandi, Kullu and Manali and Lahore Spiti are the worst affected. But it's good to hear that the tourists are in high spirits and things are not as bad as some of the heart-wrenching videos show you. We are taking care of all our tourists and our guests. And yes, we do have quite a few tourists stranded at Chandratal, around 300 people there, 250 tourists. We have 3 foreign nationals, 2 ladies from Ireland and a lady from the USA, 360 plus citizens, 1 child, and rest between the ages 18 to 60. Thankfully, they're all healthy, they're well taken care of, there's enough medicine and food and warm clothing there. Similarly, from Manali, the reports are that though the tourists are stranded and not able to connect with their families, but we have established a connect through the wireless and satellite phones. The people are returning from the treks to safe spaces. Everybody has enough food and medicines, and as far as the reports are concerned, everybody seems to be healthy as of now. Sad to report that we've lost 27 people till 8 o'clock this evening, and most of them are locals. And yes, there has been a lot of loss of property that, of course, we've not been able to tabulate so far. But yes, it's work in progress. As far as evacuations are concerned, yes, the state was prepared for it. There had been
so how many people were you able to evacuate before the floods came in? And are there places where people are stuck at this moment? And what are your plans to evacuate those tourists and locals who are looking to move away to safer pastures?
Yes, we did a lot of timely evacuations, but at the same time, the tourists that are stuck at Chandratal, I'm afraid it's been constant snow since yesterday. Even now, light snow is on there. The rescue parties along with the BRO have reached a place called Losar, but we are waiting for the weather to clear up. We've also tied up with the Air Force and the NDRF for air evacuation if needed, but then we're waiting for the weather to clear up a little. Same goes for people stuck at Manali and Kasol, because as was reported earlier, no roads leading to Manali now. All the roads and bridges have either been washed off or are inundated by lots and lots of water. So we will try to rescue the medical emergencies first, and of course we are connected with all the tourists. We will take care wherever there is need. We are there working round the clock, all boots on ground, as I've been saying repeatedly. And we are very thankful to NDRF, our own SDRF teams, our armed police battalions, and every man in the civil police. They're all on the field. Every constable to SP, everybody's working hard round the clock, along with the PWD and civil administration, and taking care of the situation. We are trying our best to respond to all distress calls from wherever we are getting them.
Ma'am, while this might not be the right time for a post-mortem, some of these images on the screen have entire buildings going in, and a lot of those buildings are so close to the river bank that the moment there is flooding of this kind, the building at its base becomes extremely vulnerable. Is that something that concerns you, that while this has happened right now in Manali, it's happened in Mandi, along the hills, whether it is Himachal Pradesh or Uttarakhand, so much dwelling has come up so close to the rivers, the moment they go in spate, you know, all bets are off about whether that building will survive or not.
Yes, definitely it's a cause of concern, but I would say the time for post-mortem will be a little later. As of now, all of us, along with the civil authorities, are more concerned about the loss of life and property and trying to avoid that as much as possible.
We wish you all the very best. Thank you very much for taking out time to join us. And our thoughts and prayers with you, the people of Himachal Pradesh, and your force that is currently involved in this rescue operation. We wish you all the very best. God bless you. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I want to shift just for a moment from the hills to the capital area, where the worst rainfall and flooding in the last 41 years was witnessed. The national capital on alert at this moment, with the river Yamuna very close to the danger mark. Delhi has received record rainfall in the last 48 hours, bringing the city and neighbouring areas to their knees. VVIP areas in central Delhi, elite areas of Khan Market, Defence Colony, are still waterlogged.
The national capital down on its knees after facing the worst rains in 40 years. A flood alert is issued in Delhi as the Yamuna fast approaches the danger mark. Haryana is releasing nearly 3 lakh cusecs of water into the river from the Hatnikund barrage. The water is set to reach Delhi in the next 72 hours and will impact several low-lying areas. The Delhi government is planning to evacuate more than 30,000 people.
6 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स हैं जो अफेक्ट होंगे, तो उन 6 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स के अंदर हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में आइडेंटिफाई कर लिए गए हैं लोग। 206 मीटर जो है वो बेंचमार्क है। यमुना 206 मीटर क्रॉस कर जाएगी तो उनको इवैक्यूएट कर लिया जाएगा।
State Minister Atishi visited the Yamuna banks to take stock of the situation.
The Minister Atishi there on the boat speaking with the authorities and inspecting the low-lying areas. More than 30,000 people will have to be evacuated if the water level of Yamuna crosses the danger mark.
सुबह 10-11 बजे तक डेंजर मार्क तक यमुना पहुंच जाएगी, तो 30,000 लोगों की इवैक्यूएशन की हमारी तैयारी है। यहाँ पे सारी बोट्स हैं।
Among the worst hit areas of the capital is the VVIP zone or the Lutyens Delhi, which houses union ministers, judges, MPs and top bureaucrats of the country.
लॉन में तो पानी तो है, लगभग 1-2 फुट पानी है उसमें। वो हमारे उसमें देखिए जहाँ बैठते हैं हम लोगों के साथ,
सारा बैठका खाली कर दिया है।
वो तो खत्म हो गया, वो सब डूब गया। पहली बार सोफा वोफा डूबे हैं, उसका जो 1 फुट से ज्यादा ऊपर बना हुआ है वो सब डूब गया।
Several luxury cars were stranded in Khan Market, the popular hangout spot of Delhi's elite and its adjoining areas.
I'm in Rangpura. This is one of the poshest locations of the national capital. Just see the kind of damage that the rain has actually caused, and we've seen that people are furious about the fact that basic facility, if at the poshest of locations of India's national capital, still continues to miss. What development are we talking about? There's a politics that has erupted because of the constant waterlogging issue.
The Pragati Tunnel, a new landmark of the city, was shut due to waterlogging. A 20-feet crater opened up on a main road in Rohini. The Met Department has predicted more high-intensity showers this week. It upgraded the alert for Delhi from yellow to orange on Monday. Bureau Report, India Today.
I'm joined live on the Newstrack at this moment by Air Vice Marshal G.P. Sharma, President of the meteorological company SkyMet Weather. Ajay Bakhaya is the Managing Director of Sarovar Hotels and Resorts. He had a horrific experience in Gurgaon. He'll explain that to us. Kirti Chandra Sahu joins us, Professor at IIT Hyderabad, studies climate change. I want to go across to the Air Vice Marshal first. G.P. Sharma, on this map, and you're of course the expert, but I just want to show our viewers what the satellite images show. From what I can see, massive concentration of cloud cover above Himachal Pradesh, in pockets of Uttarakhand, some parts of Nepal, and also above the national capital region. What's the outlook like, according to you, for the next 48 to 72 hours? Is the worst behind us, or is there more trouble coming?
Rahul, worst is behind us. Okay, that's a good news. But then there is no sense of complacency at this moment that at least the rains will ease out. They have already eased out from Jammu Kashmir region, Himachal Pradesh also shortly. I think today itself we see the difference. But then Uttarakhand remain in a state of extreme caution for the next about 3 days, I will say. And you see, we see these space-based platforms giving us information, like you shown this satellite imagery. Mountains have always been more mysterious and mischievous, okay, irrespective of the observation weather platform.
Okay, Air Marshal, stay with us for a moment. I want to go across to Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu, the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh. He joins us live and exclusive on the Newstrack at this moment. Sukhuji, Sat Sri Akal, can you begin by giving our viewers a sense of the current situation in Mandi and in other districts of Himachal Pradesh at this moment? People have been looking at the images from Himachal with a lot of concern. Everyone's very fearful about what's happening in your state, sir.
The situation in Mandi and all over district are under control. We have completed our rescue operations in before 8 a.m. Last night we rescued at 2 a.m. 6 persons, and in the morning 4 p.m. we have rescued 22 people. And after Kanwal, we have completed the rescue operations. Now we are insisting the officers to restore the blackout in Kullu district, जहाँ पूरे no electricity is there. Drinking water schemes are washed away. We are trying hard to restore these in one of our most effective district, Kullu.
What's your advice to tourists who are already in Himachal or were looking to get to Himachal Pradesh? What's your advice to them at this moment, Chief Minister?
Nowadays, I am in these days, in these 3-4 days, अभी तो किसी को भी हम ये चाहते हैं कि वो ज़्यादा हिमाचल ना आए, और जो हमारे टूरिस्ट है अब उनका वो सब जगह ठीक है, सेफ है, उनके मोबाइल इसलिए नहीं चल पा रहे हैं because the electricity is not in their district, particularly in Kullu district. In Spiti Valley, in Chandartal, all 300 tourists are very well in placed, and 200 tourists are in Pagal Nala. They are also very safe. They are from different states, and Kasol, they are also very safe. Now we are trying hard to restore the electricity and drinking water schemes, which is very tough job because lot of losses are there. So we are trying hard to do it.
तो क्या आपने अपनी टीम के लिए कोई डेडलाइन रखी है कि बिजली की सप्लाई या फिर टेलीकॉम कनेक्टिविटी कब तक लौटेगी, चीफ मिनिस्टर?
ये अभी हमने कोशिश कर रहे हैं, प्रयास कर रहे हैं, अगले 10 घंटों में हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि बिजली किसी न किसी तरह चल पड़े, क्योंकि जब बिजली चलेगी तो हमारी वाटर सप्लाई की स्कीम्स भी चल पड़ेगी।
इस तरह की तस्वीरें मैंने तो कभी नहीं देखी कि पूरा ट्रक बहता जा रहा है, टेम्पो बह रहा है। क्या सरकार उन लोगों की थोड़ी मदद करने की कोशिश करेगी जिनकी ट्रकें या बसें या फिर गाड़ियां बह गई नदी के अंदर?
जो भी प्रॉपर्टी का लॉस हुआ है, सरकार उसको पूरे गौर से देख रही है और समय पर उन लोगों की मदद भी की जाएगी। और इस तरह का जो आप कह रहे हैं सही बात है, 50 साल में पहली बार कंटिन्यूटी 72 आवर से बारिश हुई है और इतना ज्यादा नुकसान प्रॉपर्टी का हुआ है। ह्यूमन लॉसेस जरा कम हुए हैं क्योंकि हम पहले ही अवेयर थे, लेकिन जितना प्रॉपर्टी का नुकसान हुआ उसको भरने के लिए अभी काफी समय लगेगा।
कई सारी बिल्डिंग्स हैं जो कि ब्यास नदी के एकदम तट पे बनी हुई हैं, उनमें से कुछ बह भी गई। क्या आपको लगता है कि इसमें एक बड़ा मैसेज भी है भगवान की तरफ से कि इस तरीके से अगर नदी के किनारे बिल्डिंगें बनाते चलोगे तो आगे चल के कभी भी 30-40 साल लग सकते हैं, लेकिन ये बहुत बड़ा खतरा बन सकता है?
नहीं, बिल्कुल ठीक कहा है। नदी के किनारे तो वैसे भी बिल्डिंग बनानी नहीं चाहिए और हमारी इंस्ट्रक्शंस भी है, हमने कानून भी बनाया है। लेकिन क्या होता है, नदी अपना भाव बदलती है। जब बादल फटता है और जब स्पीड में आता है तो वो अपना रास्ता बदल लेती है, उसके कारण भी बहुत बड़ा नुकसान होता है। और नुकसान का कारण यही रहता है कि जब बादल फटते हैं तो उस समय जब पानी एकदम आता है, ये जो नुकसान हुआ है ह्यूमन लॉस का नुकसान नहीं हुआ। ह्यूमन लॉस का नुकसान बाढ़ में बहुत कम हुआ है। ह्यूमन लॉस का नुकसान सिर्फ कहाँ हुआ है, वो जहाँ लैंड स्लाइड हुआ है, घर के ऊपर जो बोल्डर्स आ गए उसके कारण हुआ है। लेकिन ये जो बिल्डिंग नदी के किनारे भी बनती है इसका भी नुकसान होता है। लेकिन इतनी ज्यादा बिल्डिंग हमारे नदी के किनारे पर्टिकुलर इन हिमाचल नहीं है जैसे कि उत्तराखंड में होती है।
आखिर में क्या कोई ऐसी चीज है जिसकी जरूरत हिमाचल को है जो कि बाकी लोग हों या सरकारी संस्थान जो देख रहे हैं वो आपकी मदद कर सकते हैं? प्रधानमंत्री मोदी ने भी बातचीत की। इज देयर एनीथिंग दैट हिमाचल प्रदेश नीड्स अकॉर्डिंग टू यू एट दिस मोमेंट?
नहीं, प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने कहा, हमने कहा कि ये समय है, 50 साल में ऐसी आपदा आई है। सबसे बड़ी बात यह हुई है कि इसमें जो इंसानी जिंदगी है बहुत कम नुकसान हुआ है। समय रहते हमने उनको वहां से निकाल दिया था, लेकिन जो प्रॉपर्टी, बड़े बड़े पुल बह गए हैं। अब चंडीगढ़ के साथ लगता हुआ एरिया बद्दी है, पंजाब के साथ लगता हुआ एरिया ऊना है, वहां भी तबाही हुई है। ऐसा पहली बार देखा गया है और मैं खुद इस रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन को खुद व्यक्तिगत तौर से देख रहा हूं। और अगर हमें थोड़ा सा भी समय मिलेगा, जैसे ही बारिश बंद होगी, हम 8 घंटे में सारे हिमाचल प्रदेश के रोड आवाजाही के लिए खोल देंगे।
This is a very tough challenge for you. You've just about taken over, settling in, and this is nature throwing the worst that it could have at you. Chief Minister Sukhu, we wish you all the best. I don't wish to hold you any longer. Thank you for joining us. The Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh sending out a message of assurance, calm at a time of chaos, saying once the rain stops, he hopes to be able to get electricity back on, telecom signals back on. He's telling tourists, those who are already in Himachal Pradesh, not to panic, to stay calm, and he's telling others not to go to Himachal at this moment, at least for a few days. Let the situation settle. Don't plan a trip to the hills at this moment. Let's now go across to Ajay Bakaya. There was an image, I just want to show that to our viewers, of Ajay Bakaya, who's the Managing Director of Sarovar Hotels and Resorts, going viral. There he is in his Ford Endeavour, stuck right in the middle of the water. A lot of people trying to help him. Ajay, welcome. Do you want to just start by talking us through how you ended up, you know, it's almost like the Bias in some senses, where the whole vehicle went, except that you're in the middle of the vehicle and everybody's trying to get you out?
Thanks, Rahul. Thank you very much. This was the underpass at the railway station in Faridabad, and at about 12:40 in the afternoon, I went through in the reverse direction, in the other direction, and went through. Although there was water, went through quite smoothly. And on the way back, the car stalled, and then the water just sort of built up. So I spent about 2 hours plus getting out of there. The good part, the heartwarming part, was the people, the locals, including the small boys that you see in the picture, who were willing to help. They weren't looking for a return. They certainly weren't holding you to ransom, and everybody tried very hard to get me out of there. So cranes and tractors later, 2 hours later, we did get out. You know, these situations are going to get worse as time goes on. We have treated nature very badly, and nature is responding to us in kind. What needs to happen in these scenarios? We can't talk about infrastructure. This is an immediate need. That there are people to help you out in that kind of an emergency. When I say people, I'm talking about structure from the state, from the government, from the local authorities. And people say, how can we get you to safety? What can we do to get your car out? The other angle, which is important, is that insurance companies need to be a lot more proactive and come back to you and say, hey, so sorry you had this issue. We're doing everything possible we can to make sure you're back to normal as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, those things don't happen. They're not on the menu today.
Sure. I want to go across to Kirti Chandra Sahu, Professor at IIT Hyderabad, in fact studies climate change. So do you want to just take us through why we're seeing this, Professor, more and more intense bouts of rainfall concentrated in a short span of time, rather than the monsoon the way it used to be, roughly the same amount of rain but staggered over weeks rather than being concentrated over a 48 to 72 hour window?
Yeah. Thank you, Rahulji. First of all, namaskar, and I do namaskar to all the panelists also. This is definitely a very scary and painful situations which we are seeing today, or it has been actually happening from last many 10-15 years. I think it has been started. I mean, this is definitely a consequence of climate change, which happens from very long time. We have killed the environment, we have done many drastic things, and this is which we are facing because of that consequence. Having said that, I think there are, I mean, our research is mainly on rainfall. I am not an expert on the climate change as such, but what I am saying is, I mean, there are two ways of dealing these situations. First of all is the immediate need, which we have to, I mean, take preventive actions for the society and people, mankind, their properties, etc. And there are long-term plans of controlling the climate change. because climate change took very long time to happen. It will also take long time to go back. I mean, if we took preventive actions. So as far as the current situation is concerned, the rainfall predictions, it estimates and its prediction has been very not so good, particularly because of the situation like I mean, we live in a very complex situation. In probably Indian monsoon is the most complex monsoon in the world. I mean, because of the atmospheric change. For example, Chennai weather is very different from Hyderabad weather, or for that matter Delhi weather. So the physics itself is different. For example, when the raindrop starts to fall from the cloud, it undergoes several microphysical processes, and thereby it results in droplet size distribution, raindrop size distribution, which actually used in the prediction of the rainfall. I mean, estimation of the rainfall, and that has not been so good. So what we do is we try to estimate the raindrop size distribution at rainfall at different altitudes.
Mr. Bakay, did you see the authorities around you, whether in Faridabad or Gurgaon, respond with the kind of alacrity they should have, or do you think that the authorities once again were were found wanting?
I found them extremely wanting. Towards the end of the ordeal, when I came out, there were two policemen who were there, but no one really bothered to either approach you or check how you were. So no, I thought they were wanting in every possible respect.
Okay, Ajay Bakhaya, Professor Sahu, thank you for joining us. I want to shift our attention to Punjab, where the state is reeling under massive monsoon mayhem, from the posh colonies of Mohali and Chandigarh to low-lying areas of Patiala, Ropar. Rescue teams are racing against time to evacuate residents. Kamaljeet Sandhu and Preeti Chaudhary with this ground report.
Punjab is reeling under monsoon fury. The Satluj River is flowing above the danger mark. Roopnagar and Mohali are worst hit. Union Territory and state capital Chandigarh is also facing rain rot. The Sukhna Lake floodgates have been opened. It's the first time in history the lake is overflowing.
You know, this is a very well-planned city, and that is why this is something which Chandigarh people would not have seen, but now there's literally a fight for people to go to work. Remember, the schools in Chandigarh, Panchkula, Mohali, SAS Nagar, all of them have been closed for the past 2 days. But clearly, look at how people are now just about going through an extremely difficult time.
In Roopnagar, the situation is alarming. Large parts are waterlogged.
I'll ask my camera person to Pavan actually show you. It's like a boat that we are in. I'm knee deep in water myself. If you can see right there. This is a house. This belongs to the Sarpanch of the village. If you can see, this house belongs to the Sarpanch of the village, completely submerged. Mandeep ji, आप यहाँ पर आपका जो पूरा घर है उसमें पूरा पानी भर
गया जी. हमारे रिश्तेदार हैं जी. सारा सामान इधर शिफ्ट किया है जी. बड़ी दिक्कत आई है. अभी तक इन्होंने खाना भी नहीं खाया. अभी हम लोग फूड जो है उसके लिए हम लेने जा रहे हैं, किसी से मंगवा रहे हैं. प्रशासन का ये फेलियर है. सभी लोग एक दूसरे की मदद कर रहे हैं. सिर्फ एक दूसरे वाले गांव वाले मिलजुल के जो है एक दूसरे के साथ काम कर रहे हैं. अभी कोई रहने का भी बंदोबस्त नहीं है. अगर पानी और बढ़ जाता है तो हम छत से कहाँ निकल के जाएंगे.
There's deep-seated anger where the villagers of Behrampur are concerned. They've called for the last 48 hours. They've constantly tried to call the authorities. Nobody has come in. Now they have bought in a JCB on their own to try and drain the water from their village. And more so, because of the anger that there is, they are digging out the road so that they don't let the traffic pass, because they say they are angry with the authorities.
Villagers claim they have received no help from the state government.
पंचायत वाले ने किया जी, सरपंच ने कोई मदद करना कोई नहीं चाहता.
मदद करने कोई नहीं है.
मदद करनी होना जी.
पिंड वाले एक दूसरे की मदद कर रहे हैं. आप ही सारा कुछ कर रहे हैं. ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਸਨ ਦਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕੋਈ ਗਰਾਊਂਡ ਲੈਵਲ ਤੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਕਿ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੀ ਨਿਕਾਸੀ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਬੰਧ ਹੋ ਸਕੇ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਏਡ ਆ ਕੋਈ ਦਵਾਈ ਬੂਟੀ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਆ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਮੌਜੂਦਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਇਆ ਹੈ।
In Jalandhar, Ravi and Uj rivers are overflowing, leading to floods in villages along the international border. Chaotic visuals have emerged from the region with cars submerged. Posh colonies of Mohali also bore the brunt of monsoon mayhem. This is Paras Panorama Society, where the ground floor is completely inundated.
ਮੈਨੇਜਮੈਂਟ ਜੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਲੋਕਲ ਆ ਜੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਐਮਸੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੈਲਪ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਪਰ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਸਨ ਦੀ ਤਰਫ ਕਹੀਏ ਤਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਹੈਲਪ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਈ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਸਨ ਦਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਹੁੰਚਿਆ ਸਵਾਏ ਇੱਕ ਐਸਡੀਐਮ ਤੋਂ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਐਮਸੀ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਆਏ ਸੀ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਆਉਣ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਜੋ 50 ਬੋਰੀਆਂ ਰੇਤਾ ਦੇ ਗਏ ਪਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਫਰਕ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਇੰਨੇ 50 ਬੋਰੀਆਂ ਰੇਤਾ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੀਆਂ।
One building in Mohali collapsed.
कल यहाँ पर पानी आया है नदी में तो मतलब कल उससे पहले कभी भी हमने पानी नहीं देखा था ये तो जैसे ये पानी आया तो ये दीवार लगी हुई है आरसीसी जो कंक्रीट की दीवार है वो गिरी पहले फिर उसके बाद से थोड़ी देर बाद हमने आवाज हुई तो हमने देखा कि कुछ गिरा है तो जब हम बाहर आए हैं तो देखा तो यहाँ से सारा खाली हो चुका था और यहाँ पानी चला हुआ था बहुत सारा। फिर हम बाहर आए और फिर हमने बीवी और बच्चे को मैंने सभी को बाहर निकाला और हम सारे के सारे बाहर आ गए। थोड़ी देर बाद ये सारा का सारा ही फिर नीचे गिर गया।
On Sunday, frightening images emerged from Dera Basti. Rescue teams pulled in boats to rescue people from flooded homes. The authorities have sought the army's help to deal with the floods. The National Disaster Response Force and the State Disaster Response Force teams are roped in for relief and rescue. Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann has asked all cabinet ministers, MLAs and officers to stay in their areas to lead relief operations.
हिमाचल में बहुत बारिश हो रही है तो पानी आने में भी 1 लीटर लग जाता है तो वहाँ से पानी आ रहा है कितना पानी आ रहा है उसको कैसे चैनलाइज करना है कैसे डाइवर्ट करना है ये हम सब मिलकर सारे ऑफिसर ग्राउंड पे।
With the Met Department predicting no respite from rains, there is no immediate relief in sight for Punjab. Bureau Report, India Today.
Manjeet Saigal now joins me. He was in Punjab through the morning, now travelling up the hills. Manjeet, have you ever seen anything like this? Why has Punjab been so badly hit and what's the situation across the state at this moment?
Well, Rahul, the torrential rains have thrown life out of gear and roads have been blocked. Over 700 roads are blocked and this also includes 3 national highways and efforts are on to clear these highways for the traffic. Hundreds of tourists have stranded at various places. But the official figure is around 1,300 of them are at Chandratal and we are also joined by 3 of the stranded tourists who belong to Israel. They are young Israelis. They were heading to Kullu Manali, but they are stranded here at Mandi. Let us go across to them and speak to. First, I'll speak to Moria. Where are you heading to and what difficulties are you facing?
I'm heading to Manali. And we came to India like 4 days ago, and we are on a road to Manali for like 2 days. We are very, very tired. We are very worried about our friends that's staying here, that's stuck here.
We're also with the UV. UV, tell us, what do you do in Israel and where are you heading to now?
I am traveling now for 7 months already. Now I came India 3 days ago. I was going to head to Kasol. All my friends are in Kasol. Nobody is picking the phone for 24 hours already, and we are very scared about them. And we hope that Kasol will be open very soon.
Why you are not able to communicate to your friends? Is there a network issue?
They don't have network, no WhatsApp, no internet, nothing, no electricity. We cannot talk to any of them, and I'm waiting for 24 hours already to speak with any of them, and I wish they're okay.
Another tourist from Israel is also with us. He is Yuval. Yuval, tell us, what do you do in Israel? What is your occupation? And is this your first visit to India?
This is my first visit to India, and I just quit my job at the airport in Israel. This is my trip after the army. I was about to head to Kasol, and then the road just got blocked, and we ended up in Mandi, and here we are.
So how many days have you been staying here at Mandi?
This is the second day, and I think it's going to be a lot more until the roads are open.
Well, Rahul, these tourists are stranded at Mandi area. They are waiting for the roads to be cleared. All we know that the Chandigarh-Manali National Highway has been blocked at a place called 6 miles. There are multiple landslides on this route, and efforts were on to clear the route, but this road has been blocked by the landslides. Remember, the Met Department has issued a high alert, a red alert, in fact, for 7 districts including Mandi. So rains, incessant rains are hampering the rescue work as well, and these tourists continue to face the fury of the
We leave it over there, Manjeet Sehgal. Stay well, take care. We hope that things get better. It's not just northern India which is deluged at this moment. China, Japan, Russia, all facing monsoon fury. Heavy rainfall is causing flooding in different parts of the world. China is on high alert as it grapples with torrential rainfall. Record rain has submerged houses and cars in southern Japan. Heavy rainstorms have also been pouring over parts of New York.
From the United States to China to Japan and Russia. The world is facing extreme weather events. Heavy torrential downpours spawned extreme flooding in New York's Hudson Valley on Sunday. The authorities have issued a flash flood warning for southeastern New York State, including New York City. Nearly 12,000 kilometers from New York, at least 15 people were killed and thousands more evacuated after heavy torrential rains lashed the metropolis of Chongqing and swathes of southwestern China. President Xi Jinping has called for stronger efforts to protect lives and property from severe flooding. Scientists have warned that July will bring more misery with extreme weather events. In neighboring Japan, rains pounded southwestern parts of the country, triggering floods and mudslides. Heavy rain struck southern Russia's Black Sea coast over the weekend, leading to evacuations as overflowing rivers washed away cars and flooded homes in Krasnodar. Extreme weather events are becoming more frequent across the world. People are losing their homes, livelihoods and lives. Is this a result of climate change? And if yes, are world leaders doing enough to tackle the rising temperature of our planet? Bureau Report, India Today.
Our reporters are on the ground and we'll keep tracking the monsoon fury very closely. This is where I wrap up the Newstrack tonight. For your time and your trust, thank you very much. Stay well, stay safe. I look forward to seeing you at 8 p.m. tomorrow.